Whenever the president visits Miami, there is only one place put on alert, Jackson Memorial Hospital. It is the one place left to go in a life or death emergency. All the other trauma centers have closed because of malpractice lawsuits. Now Jackson is so overwhelmed with patients that many don't get the help they need when they need it. I spent 24 hours there, and that was enough.
HK. KMHK.
We've got 33-year-old conscious male with gunshot wound to the left elbow.
We are living right now on the very edge of an explosion in our emergency room.
Jackson, this is Metro Rescue 3, Priority 1.
We are dealing with 3 to 5 gunshot wounds a day.
Away with Rescue 3.
5 to 7 major car accidents a day.
Less than a minute away from your facility. Patient condition is still unchanged. He's very agitated.
And that doesn't include the weekends where everything doubles.
That's a QSO Rescue. Go ahead and transport the patient directly to trauma room 2. Directly to trauma room 2.
Mom! Call 188-175 for him.
Get the away from me, man.
Hey, man. Relax. You're gonna be okay.
Taking them off my shoes.
The first guy you notice is George Rabaza. He's on the front lines of the trauma center. His right-hand man is Jorge Sosa. And then the doctor that puts them all back together again is Ray DeLorenzi. Inside the trauma center, you see what they have to deal with every day.
Put me under.
Okay, we need to call 186.
Put me under.
The main problem here at this hospital exists in the operating rooms. We only have 20 operating rooms to work with, and a very limited number of recovery room beds and intensive care unit beds. There's a competition between elective surgery and emergency surgery here in the institution. And that competition continues every second of every day and night.
How you doing?
The best roadblock I hit is when I meet my patient for the very first time. And the very first questions he asks me is, well, when is my surgery? Because I may have explained to him already after that first meeting, okay, this is what you need. You need an operation. You may need to have an operation on your thigh. You may need to have an operation on your elbow. We're going to reconstruct your knee. And he says, well, when can I have it done? And my most frustrating time is right there, when I have to say to him, I don't know.
How many hours has your mother been waiting here?
Since 10 o'clock last night.
So nearly a full day.
Right.
So she's just waiting here.
Right.
With no privacy. No.
Correct. And not being able to sleep, comfortably. And the doctors are doing as much as they can. It's just not enough to go around with so many people.
What type of operation does she need?
Okay, from what I do understand, she has supposedly, not verified yet, cancer on the throat. There's a big tumor on the throat that needs to be removed.
I may bring them in the hospital, be ready to do surgery on them, and find out at 6 o'clock in the morning when I hit the emergency room that I have 3 open fractures, or I have 3 people with limb-threatening emergencies that didn't get done the night before, that I have to bump my entire elective schedule and do those cases.
This little kid is a 4-year-old who was struck by a car in the right leg, and he has an open fracture of the right knee. And we would like to take him to the operating room, but we need to clear his belly. So I'm in the process of doing that. Okay. That's why you contacted us, pediatric surgeon.
All right, good.
So we'll take him to the CAT scan room and take a look at his belly. Yeah.
How you doing, little guy? You all right?
They're awesome.
Okay. You like this little color? It's kind of hard, eh?
Do you sometimes feel like the emergency ward is a MASH unit and you're in the midst of some war?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not even sure if it's a war of attrition or if it's a war of survival after a while. It gets to the point where you get so frustrated and so upset about the care that you're giving that you really can't even look in the mirror in the morning. And you say to yourself, there's got to be a better way to take care of people.
Jackson, this is Metro Rescue 3, Priority 1.
It's JMHK.
I have about a 20-year-old male shot in the head. He's lost at least 1 full unit or more.
We got a pulse. Real ready.
Sometimes it gets really, really busy, and it's tough because physically you get tired. Okay. Okay, go. Sounds good. This was a patient who had no vital signs at the scene with a bad gunshot wound to the head. Put the monitor on it. Go. So call it skull and a C-spine. Call neurosurgery stat. 186151. What do we got on the monitor?
I can't. 150, but do you have a pulse?
What do we got? Okay, go ahead. CPR.
Mark, on this.
Give him fluid. Open up the fluids. Get our skull and our C-spine.
You gotta put a collar on. It's kind of loose.
That's it.
So there's a time we're calling.
Calling it at 9:44.
9:44.
We saw a man die tonight.
Right.
Are you used to it?
No, nobody's ever used to it, especially when you have to speak to the family. That's usually the worst part of the whole thing. Who is it? Is it a sister or what?
His mother.
Who else? There's always that doubt. Did I do something wrong? Is there something I could have done that we could have saved this patient? You always ask yourself that, of course.
Did you ask that
Sure.
yourself that tonight?
Sure.
No, no.
All right. We tried to do everything we could. He had no blood pressure by the time he got here. It was a bad shot to the head. Okay? We tried everything we could. He passed away.
Is it hard to come off of that and move on to the next patient?
Because you have so much to do. You have to move on.
The patient directly to trauma room 2.
When nighttime comes, Miami starts jumping. Gunshot wounds, drug deals gone bad, stab wounds, and it's particularly worse, weekend nights.
120, Paul. What happened, man? Somebody shot me, man.
The kid was a good kid. He was very brave. At the start of the trauma, he was saying, "Do what you can to save me."
That's that QSO.
To the back window, I tried to duck, but it nipped the side of my head, just nipped. I think it ricocheted. It ricocheted from the side of my skull. Every time I bite, I feel it on my temple.
As soon as they got those x-rays back,
It's right there. Talk about that.
the doctors were looking and pointing and smiling, and I could see the bullet.
See the paper clip? That's the entrance wound. We marked the wound. And the bullet's right there.
And so,
It looks like it's probably right underneath the skin.
so this may not be so serious?
Maybe very lucky. Very lucky dude.
Everybody that you knew.
Gangs, that's all gangs, lynches, man.
Wait, your middle name is Lucky.
No, my middle name's Vinicio.
No, Mark is Lucky.
Am I all right? Just I just don't want to. Am I all right?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I feel everything all right, but just want to
You're all right.
check and see. I can move every part of my body. I don't know what the heck's
You're
going
okay.
on.
You play lottery?
No, man.
Buy a ticket this week.
All right, I'll buy the ticket this week.
You may win.
Again, you've been here a year and a half about?
A little over a year and a half.
Do you feel you've aged more than a year and a half?
We have all aged. It's incredible how much you age. You lose your hair, you get wrinkles, you feel overwhelmed and tired and old. Sure. And next year is going to be worse. The volume just keeps growing and growing and increasing. And we don't see the end to it. we are essentially at the front lines and just see the onslaught. We just have to handle it.
After your residency, do you think you'll stay with trauma centers?
That's what I plan to do, but that's not common. JMHK?
This time the patient is conscious and alert. The patient's lost some blood.
I've gotten to the point where I felt that I no longer could give the quality of care that I promised I'd give when I took my oath as a physician, to hurt no one and to give the best I could.
I can't control the pain anymore. I can't wait.
I feel that unless there's some sort of change, and it's quickly, that I'll have to go somewhere else to give my care, because I just cannot believe that there's no solution. Actually, it's gotten to that point. It's gotten to the point where I'm on the verge of leaving.
Priority 2 to JMH. We have a 9-year-old white male was struck by an auto.
Just this week, Dr. DeLorenzi sent me a letter. He is leaving. Starting June 1st, you can find him at the Indiana University School of Medicine in Indianapolis.